Hashtag Laguttam. Let's Today's this topic is hashtag Laguttam, mediums and its parents. This topic is not so common. This could not be more discussed among the society. You know, when we observe all the mediums what are available among the society, whether newspaper, website, radio, TV, etc., and focus on it, all these mediums, the media is being criticized by the common people. You know why? There is only one word, because media is declining itself. But I don't concern with this thought. Actually, this is the perennial flaw. This is the perennial drawback when we talk about the first ever medium, folk culture. That was the medium which cascaded the cultural inheritance and the riches, cult to cult, through dances, performances, etc., etc. And it was actually originated for the empowering to the society and for the making more rich society. Not the rich are empowering for with the money, but this is only like that. The society was getting lots of richness, rituals through the folk and culture. So it could not be violated, it could not be polluted. But soon after, when it became very formal, when something becomes formal, so it has its own flaws and weaknesses. So when folk cult became formal and information through the books, so that was being at the time documented everything. So in the last at the time at the moment, books was used to write. So many of books and many of sculptures, some of religious sculptures have been written. So that was actually things. But when it was written, so the the quality declined. Something, not absolute. Soon after, the medium became books, and books are the parents of newspaper. So newspaper having always very seriousness and very responsibility, because its parents are to books and good things, good thoughts, good ideas. That is why it would always be very responsible and very reactive and very credible as well. When we think about the television news has its own upness, mountainness. But this mountainness is not more uh, reliable, more Bible, more efficient. It is very strong medium to communicate yourself. I am also using that medium, although not television, but the camera is the originated family of the television. This is actually the family member of the television. So that is why I'm just using family member of television in this topic. Actually, I would like to say you only one thing. Books are the parents of newspapers, and newspaper would be always responsible. And the televisions, who's the parents of the television? Entertainment, cinema, and things what are not in the such priority of the human, that was actually the part of its human society's entertainment. So when TV has its own parents entertainment, so TV would never be succeed unless entertainment incorporate. So entertainment is the bone of the television. So every news, whether they are talking very seriously, just like you can understand very easily. When you think about such person, a person, let's just suppose, just imagine a person who is a very serious person, and second one is a very non-serious person. So serious person would speak in unseriously, so that would not be more acceptable, and unserious person would be very seriously, that would also not be acceptable in the society. This is the human tendency in the nature, just like in this case. Let's talk about the television's parents are entertainment. So television would never be more credible, more serious, more sensible. It would have always for the fun, check of the fun. That will all things be generated for the fun and check of the fun. So when somewhere fun involves, so seriousness dissolves. When seriousness dissolves, so the credibility also sometimes dissolves. I'm not talking about the ignorance of satires. I'm not talking about the ignorance of your sense of humor. I'm just talking about the thing. If we need it, just like we can think about when parents cheered with their child, with their children, when children are playing in the park. But when children are in the school or the study table, so parents would not expect from them, from the that children, that they would be more fun and the guys. No, they would not accept the fun and general, because that time is for the study, and when they were in park, that time was the entertainment. So this the basic difference. But always fun, always seriousness, this is not possible. I'm not criticizing, once again I'm saying, I'm not criticizing anywhere the satire or the nature of sense of humor, the good sense of humor. I appreciate, I respect the good sense of humor. That must be, that is very much required in the life. I'm just talking about nonsense and the sense. The sense is not the directly involved, only, only involved with the seriousness, or nonsense is also not involved with the satire, with the non-seriousness. No, non-seriousness is different thing, and the seriousness is very different thing. Sense is different thing, and nonsense is different thing. So I'm talking about here nonsense. Nonsense is not required in the serious discussion, in the sensible discussion. I'm talking about actually that. Now we come on the third topic, that is an important website. Website is an important medium that would be the final medium in future. And nowadays it is actually maintaining its own pace, and it is attacking on the people's mind as well. And social media is it's a Shurupadaha types system. If this is Ravana, so social media is a Shurupadaha. It has its own it has its own work and the role, but it has no such role positively in this society. Let's come on talk about the internet. So internet actually originated from the non-seriousness, nonsenseness. It is very useful. I'm not rejecting its own role, its own importance. I'm not criticizing its own importance. I'm just talking about the origination. It was originated from the vulgarity and the points. You would have remember, I think so, that in 2000, early in this century, the internet was actually the medium of the porn site viewers. So people used to go to the net cafe and watch the movies, such or watch the things, some of photographs and porn photographs, etc., etc. So it's actually generation. It is actually generated for the vulgarity and the porn. So it would have always non-seriousness and the very roughness, rudeness, non-civicness. So website would never be more credible in the news form. So we talked about four all mediums. First was the folk and culture, and the second was books, and third was newspaper, and fourth was television. Fifth is this now websites. So let's talk about another topic in next week and next time in the hashtag Prabhutam. With new topic would be again presenting to you, and just allow me to go. Thanks for watching. Thank you.